live in just one moment. Thank you all for your patience. Getting the last minute things set. Welcome to tonight's events, everyone. Welcome. Yay, Jetstorm. Thank you for that, sir.
The Emperor's finest.
We are finally back
We await your command.
after a much long and gated hiatus. But we are here. We will have a very fun session planned for tonight. So let us begin. Recap. You guys have continued your work for Galactic Academy and finally were given a hiatus to go pursue your own endeavors and have some downtime. What have you all accomplished during your time, other than dying?
Excuse me?
Other than dying, what have you accomplished during this downtime?
I'll go if anybody else does.
That was referring to Plaid. You missed that one.
Yeah, what?
Oh, you know,
Just
the
there-
game
there's
that
been
you missed that you
exchange.
didn't participate in.
Well, dude, I was 6 hours ahead.
I know, I'm messing with you, dude. I'm so messing with you.
Well, it's
So-
like 2 in the morning, right?
One of the characters died during this downtime activity, and that's why I was trying to prod them to start talking, is more so. So
Yeah.
you'll, hopefully they'll
The
talk
king
about
was
it.
Assassinated. Plaid
Yes,
didn't just die; they were killed.
How do you die when you're on vacation?
by
Plaid
getting
is actually-
assassinated.
Plaid is muted, so I can take this part of the recap over. That's
Yeah, go
okay
for
with
it.
everybody. Okay, so
You and Plaid were together, so recap
first,
from your
let me
perspective.
start off from the very beginning of my perspective. I asked Deke, because he's going to a human-like world, which I'm from, if I could go with him. Deke gave me the big cold shoulder and said no. So I went to Plaid. Plaid said, "Sure, buddy, you can go with me."
I'm by the way, I'm letting Pure do this because I'm role playing being dead.
So apparently, me and Plaid go and we have a good old time. We got executive suites and everything. We're having a blast. There's this killer whale bartender. We go and apparently Plaid can't hold his liquor. Kukos can't hold his liquor. I have to put him to bed one night. And then the next morning we go down to get some breakfast. He goes into the bathroom and he never comes back out. I go in there and I find his body. And I immediately alert the staff at the Galactic Academy because that's where we vacation to because we're complete not good people, not don't have a lot of friends apparently. And so we're at the Galactic Academy. I alerted the staff and they caught the people apparently that were involved with it. There was three assassins, but the one that held the door was actually the least of the I guess you would say the lowest man on the totem pole. The assassin that actually pulled the trigger was actually ended up killed by the Galactic Academy. So after some pretty harsh interrogation, the character that held the door while Kukos was murdered is about to have a face-to-face meeting with me because he's been reassigned to taking care of Zal in order to save his life. Did I miss anything?
I mean, bits and pieces and stuff, but I mean, you got the majority of it.
No, we were doing it word for word. I thought we were just going to recap.
No, it's definitely a recap. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure you could add more to it, but you don't have to, no.
As long as everybody's happy with that, I'll stick with that. Plaid can throw in his little, what the details that I missed, because I'm sure he remembers them. Or not.
You're talking to a dead man.
Oh, true.
I'm dead.
I'm dead. I didn't know what that meant for the longest time. I hear these kids saying I'm dead all the time. I'm like, what are they saying? Now I found out. Now I feel good. But anyway, I'm beside the point. So I just sidetracked the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other details you want to share on that endeavor?
The other thing was that Kuzak's parents, Kuzak's father and younger brother were there, and
Oh man, I did forget
the
Kuzak's father and Snack?
Yeah, and the Galactic Academy were like, hey, you show up, he's dead. Who's responsible for this? And the dad's like, no, it wasn't me. And Kuzak's younger sibling was like, it was me. I hired the assassins. They traveled with me, and everything. And Kuzak's species believes that it is up to the heir. It is up to the leader of the household, at the lineage, I should say, to determine the appropriate assassination or execution for bloodline crimes, I guess would be the way to say it. And his species says, okay, you want to kill your older brother to try and get in line? Your dad eats you. So off screen, num 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 num.
Yes. So that
was
is
very
what
important
happened.
detail that I left out.
Well, it was not mentally scarring enough for you, apparently. So we'll go over to Dax and H8 and the fun they had, and then we'll switch back over to Deke. Let's recap what's happened in the last couple sessions in your endeavors.
No. While Dax was, interacting with family and all that.
And getting in
H8
trouble with elders.
Yeah, H8 just
Spreading a
basically
plague amongst the species.
trying to stay away
beneficial
from
trait.
anything
with some drawbacks.
Was trying to stay away from all the tentacles, and I remember his little brother caused a little trouble as well.
Yeah, so after my little brother somehow crawled up on you without you knowing it and communicated with the GA relay attached to you, and we got, or I got pinged for that apparently since it was family.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully nothing too bad, but that or we resolved it because we notified what happened right away, I believe.
It
It's
at least made it so you didn't get, bigger
Right.
trouble.
That's fair. A new lesson has been learned. My species is rapidly learning a lot of things right now. The younger ones are getting some extra education, to say the least.
A quick attempt at teaching wisdom at a young age, shall we say.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but don't we have to have the funeral for your father also this game?
Already
Oh, we
happened.
did.
You did
Yeah,
that.
it was just so short because they don't really have funerals.
Yeah, they're very much logical.
Just don't recall.
If
Okay,
you
sorry.
recall,
His
it was
bioluminescence
described.
crystallized, and then he
Yep.
was taken to be recycled and reused as nourishment for agriculture.
It was very much like the water world burial.
Yeah.
We do this thing, great. Okay, dump it in the mud. Let's get back to work.
You say a few words if you have any, and there you go.
I do remember that. The flashing lights were amazing.
And now we pan over to Deke, where you've been missing, so you haven't had an opportunity to wrap up any other downtime stuff you wanted. So, you can recap what has happened and then go from there what you want to accomplish before you are interrupted.
I don't think there was much Deke needed to accomplish other than going back to see his mom and his younger brother.
Was there anything
So-
you wanted to do while there? Did you want to
And dropping money on them.
do anything with your brother before you leave, or relay or convey anything to either of them?
Anything else you'd like to cook?
You didn't totally burn it.
No, honestly, I think, like in terms of making it interesting, I kind of want the recall to happen before I see the little brother.
Oh, it'd be after that, because it's not that close. It's actually, you haven't had the time, but for everyone else, it's actually been a number of days.
Oh,
And so you would have gotten him to show up and seen him.
okay, never mind. No, honestly, I just wanted to stop by, drop off money, hang out.
Okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure we didn't make you miss that opportunity if there was something,
Yeah, no,
'Cause-
there was a reason Deke left home, and it wasn't just because like he didn't want to see his family, because obviously he wants to see them. He just wants them to live happily, so he needs to get back out there and make more money.
Okay. Killian did have one request for you.
Okay.
He wanted to procure a silencer and wanted your aid in finding that. Given this is your home and you'd be more akin to know where to look, I told him let's go ahead and have you roleplay that with him as you aid him in finding a silencer.
All right.
So, at the moment, I believe, I guess we can just say that I've returned to our sort of where we're staying.
Yeah.
Deacon,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're more familiar with the markets here than I am. I've been looking for a couple of days now, but I have not been able to find a particular upgrade for my handgun that I'm not entirely certain of the legality of on this world. You wouldn't happen to know where to find a suppressor, would you?
Actually, yes, if the place is still open. Let me find out.
I'm absolutely game.
Okay. So, tell me about this place that you're wondering if it's still open. What do you have in mind?
It was a gun shop, of course. So, but back in the day, I knew the guy because he was friends with my father. And I would regularly get, like side training from him, little discounts, that sort of thing. But it wasn't like a super well-known shop, and he was kind of in with some bad people. So if he's not still there,
Roll a d20. We'll have it be basically a luck roll.
Cool.
The higher it
That's what I was
is,
hoping.
the more safe he is. The lower it is, the worse it is.
Right in the middle.
You want to go with that? You do have inspiration, and Jetstorm could actually spend his inspiration or the group inspiration that he brought in.
I'll leave that up to you, Killian.
I'll go ahead and spend my sub inspiration for that.
Sure.
Alright.
So roll again and see what you get.
Wait, can Killian actually roll now?
Yeah.
That went super far. That's a 2.
Okay. So we'll go with the better of the results. That's the fun of advantage. So an 11. So he's still there. He's definitely looks like he's on hard times. So basically I was thinking like a 1 to 5 or 6. He's gone. Less than 10 and less, he's on hard times. 10, so like 11 to 15ish, he's still there. Things haven't really changed. Better than that, he's been able to grow the business. So he's there.
Cool.
Not a whole lot changed. He's just aged.
All right, cool. Killian, looks like it's still there. You want to hit it up?
Let's go.
All right. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I haven't decided what city we're in or anything, so I'm just going to say downtown.
You're in that
It's
city.
Yep. I'm in city. City A. So it's downtown, hole in the wall place.
Yeah. So yeah,
Shady as heck, but it gets the job done.
Works for me.
yeah. Sometimes better than the other places, though, since
Yeah.
he may be carrying things that otherwise wouldn't be available.
Exactly. Like a silencer.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
So you go in there, you see him there, working away.
Deke, I'll let you do the talking since he's a family friend.
Alright, I'm trying to come up with a good name for him.
Can be a nickname as well, doesn't have to be a proper name.
Yeah. Rick!
Probably wouldn't want his proper name.
Hey! Do I know you? The helmet looks familiar.
Rick, it's Deke.
Man, you've changed a bit. How are you doing, Deke?
I have. I've been on quite the traveling adventure lately.
I hadn't seen you since you went off to the academy, I believe it was.
Indeed. That's where I've been this whole time. Academy and then a little adventure, and now it's a little vacation from that.
Oh, excellent. What can I do for you?
My friend here is looking for a silencer or suppressor of sorts. You wouldn't happen to have any in stock, would you?
He leans over with you. Is he safe?
Yes, he's legit.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure you know how certain things aren't supposed to be transacted without proper licensing.
I get it, buddy. I would not bring anybody in here to compromise you.
Just want to make sure you checked him. Gotta be cautious.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you need this, enhancement device for? Looking over at Killian.
Well, it is a suppressor, so ideally to suppress my fire.
Oh, I understand that. Are you planning on doing anything untoward, or are you know, just trying to make sure I'm covered here as well, that no one, leads it back to me. So I'm just curious your intended use and location of utilizing said device.
How
All my
about-
business is off-world, friend. You
Ah,
have no
about-
worries here.
How about we pay for this under the table? We don't need to make any paper transactions here.
what is paper?
We don't need to make any digital transactions here.
Well, I mean, other than you paying me for staying in my
Correct.
room, no, that's all the pay that happened. Yeah, absolutely. Off-world
Okay.
activities, that works.
None of this needs to be traced back to you.
You see, he takes out looks like a flute case or something. Like rips the innards out and takes out some foam and fills it in. Takes the. Could I see your device you wish to attach it to? Puts his hand out.
Absolutely. Here's my instrument.
Ah, fine instrument you have here. All right, yeah, no, I got one that'll work with that. He puts it in this case, close it up, and here you go. Here's the instrument you wished for. And
Thank you, sir.
he pulls up a screen for you to pay, and you can transfer the credits.
Okay. I guess I'll just authorize that, whatever I have to do.
Yep. And then off you go. You now have your device you wished for.
Excellent.
Much appreciated, Rick.
Thank you. The room was lovely.
Excellent. So
Hey,
yeah,
out of trouble, Rick.
you as well, Deke. You as well. Come back anytime.
Absolutely. Always fun to, pay a fine establishment such as this.
Thank you, thank you.
Something falls off the wall.
Something that's been swinging the whole time.
Close the door and things fall down.
No, he probably has most things magnetically sealed to the wall. So if someone tries to steal them, they can't.
That would make sense.
Like, they literally aren't stuck. So a bomb going off might not even knock stuff off the wall.
That whole sequence reminded me of that pawn shop scene from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Told you we gotta combine all of it.
This here is
No one wants to head though.
Yeah, speaking of which, I still can't believe the similarities that I've seen in this season of Discovery.
Told you
compared to-
they're stalking
It's
us.
so-
Must be.
I swear, I'm every 3 episodes, there's another thing that's we've done or we're doing kind of. At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, that is funny. You can share that with everyone else if you wanted.
Yeah, it was like I said, there's a few things that have been in the newest season of Star Trek Discovery, which I love that show, and I'm not usually a Star Trek person, but that show is just amazing.
Yeah.
But a lot, I just a few things that they're doing, in this season especially. It's just really, it's almost a copy of some of the things that we've been doing, but just done in different ways.
It's pretty funny though. So
Yeah.
apparently I can devise as well as these high-paid professionals on Star Trek show. Oh man. No, it's great. It's not just me, it's all of us, to be clear. I purposely use you guys for some of the building of the stuff because I want you to be part of it instead of just there.
Playing a character.
Yeah. Well, it helps you be more invested in the world and understand the world better and everything. I mean, if you think about something like Diablo, right? Sure, you picked your character, you played it, you went in, you did stuff, but what did you really learn about the world? Or
Right.
what investment did you have in the world when you started? None. Where in this, like, you're more connected because you have that aspect, and so that's why I like it. But Deke, you and Killian are heading back to your abode when you both get a ping on your device. Emergency immediate recall. Report immediately.
Oh, wonderful.
Duty calls, my friend.
It's marked with the designation of do not delay at all, like absolute immediate.
Sounds like we're gonna have to change our afternoon plans.
Yeah. All right.
Dax, you go in to talk with the Elder and offer assistance on things. And they turn to speak with you, and you immediately get a ping on your device. H8. You're probably following him or hanging out in his home. And you also get a ping. Emergency, immediate recall, report immediately. Priority Alpha. Do not delay.
Well, if we were about to talk, then it's like, well, this is gonna have to be.
Yeah, you literally
Cut
walked
short.
into the Elder, and
Walk
like they
in,
turned to look at
the
you.
Message, turn around and leave. Oh, gotta go.
Nice to see you, Dax. We'll speak next
Alpha
time.
recall.
Oh, sorry, I gotta take this, and then
I was
disappear
like,
for like 3
The
months.
moment if I say Alpha recall, they know what that is. I'm sure they do.
Oh yeah, they do. They've worked with Galactic Academy, as you know.
Yep.
So they're like, oh,
Then just straight to nearest ship or nearest Galactic Academy ship.
Zal. Oh, I don't have your updated sheet here, Kuzak. Do you have it on your end?
Yeah, I have it on mine.
Okay. I am sorry, I thought that was downloaded. Apparently not. What is your new character's name?
Perun.
Excuse me?
Perun. Perun.
Harun. Okay.
Everyone, okay.
And did you have a name for the other guy?
The assassin guy?
Yes.
Talok. TalOC.
Okay. You said your guy's name was Perun?
Yep.
Alright. So the camera pans over to Zal. Zal, you're there talking with Talok, the man who was involved in your friend's murder. Being told...
Which man? I'm sorry. What is that exactly?
Kuzak. This is the guy who was involved in Kuzak's murder.
But which character? Is it the person who pulled the trigger? Is it the interrogator?
No, this is the only one left alive.
Oh, I thought that was Punak or whatever.
No.
The one who pulled the trigger was the one who's dead, and this is the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the only one living. The other two are dead.
All right, this should be fun.
He's the one that held the doors.
So, So I understand we are to work together now. Kuzak was a very good person. I doubt you have the same moral fiber as him, being that you were involved in his killing. But as a member of the Galactic Academy, I am forced to work with you with no choice in this matter. Can you explain to me why you did what you did? Or do you have any words to defend yourself? Or I should just think of you as a...
You did not grow on our planet. You do not understand what transpires there. It was for the freedom of those who are oppressed.
I obviously just said I'm not from your planet. I don't do well in water. I don't. The freedom of those that are oppressed. Not much to respond to that. How am I supposed to trust you in my with my group that I've already become a member of?
Do not care about the rest of you. I have nothing against any of you. We left you alone. We didn't care. We were doing what was needed to be done. Don't expect you to understand.
I'm sorry, out of character. Is this who Plaid's gonna be playing now?
No.
Okay, yeah, because
that's why Plaid's not talking.
I understand. I thought so. I just was making sure, but
there's a reason he's still around.
I'm really having a hard time understanding why they let you live, and if I wouldn't have the Galactic Academy come down on me like they would, I would end you myself right now. So I think you should probably save your words.
Only answered your queries. The door opens and a large, imposing human figure is there. Alpha Protocol, report immediately. Follow me.
You get up and I'll follow him.
The camera pans over to a small ship with another individual. This individual has armor and a sword, and has recently been told to board the ship. Your tasks is going to be presented shortly. Perron, you're on this small shuttle by yourself. You've recently been given access to Galactic Academy and, the information that has been transferred from one another. And you're on this small shuttle now, awaiting... You're not sure what. You're told that there's a mission that you're going to be on, and wait here for further instructions. The door opens, and you see before you a interesting aquatic species and a fungus individual, fungoid. And behind them a large humanoid who's telling them, "You two, get on the boat, the ship. It'll take you where you need to go. Now." Zal?
I'm already on the ship. I am going to have my seat now, thank you.
Yeah, he's pointing onto the shuttle. You see, in the shuttle there's another individual. But go ahead and describe yourself so Zal knows what he sees.
I could give a really detailed descriptive example of what he looks like, but I could probably summarize it if in a little bit more real world concepts. Imagine a Teutonic knight, except all of his armor and his gear has been built by the Protoss. He's gold and gold almost everywhere that's important, and then in the little cracks between his armor and everywhere where there's a screen or some element of sealed nature, it's glowing bright blue. He looks like he looks like if a human being was wearing Protoss armor, let's be perfectly honest. but like a medieval knight wearing purple. So.
And does he carries a sword? You said.
Yes, he technically he only has. It looks like the hilt and the grip of a sword. But he doesn't have the blade activated. It's but it's a two-handed sword. It's not a one-handed.
Have I been informed that this is the person that's going to be replacing Kuzak, or am I
No,
still in the dark
you don't
on this?
know. You just were told to get on this vessel, and you're told that you'd be working with the assassin.
Yeah, I board the ship. I sit across the aisle from him and fasten my seatbelt. I introduce myself. My name is Zhao. I was a friend of Kukos. I'm looking for the assassin. I've been told I'm going to work with him.
Oh, no, the assassin came with you. Like, that's the one who's came with you. He's the aquatic one. So this is an additional person that you've not met here. The assassin walked with you.
I changed the font. I apologize, I misunderstood. I introduced myself as Zhao, and I say that I'm with the Galactic Academy. We were just suddenly summoned. I am pleased to meet you. I kind of roll my eyes because I don't know really. I have a hard time understanding the pleasantries of speaking common.
Well, even better, this guy doesn't show his face, so Harun's face is covered. The door shuts, shuttle launches. H8, Dax, you get on the shuttle, launches. Killian, Deke, shuttle, launch. You all are put back on one of those hyperjump ships that are extremely expensive and rare, and eventually meet up.
I say everyone should let that sink in for a moment. Just how much money is being moved at this moment. just for us lowly six people. Come on, it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
It is, but you're about to find out why. You come out and see there's this probably Corvette class ship, not the biggest, but it's able to do stealth operations. Like, this is like the biggest you want to be able to have for stealth operations. And the jump ship stops, and your pilots take you there. So, the three shuttles, you guys haven't met each other yet. You know you're on the ship because you got the message that you're all en route. You arrive on the ship. In the hangar bay, before you can even leave your ships, there is a familiar and human individual. Old. And he's there, in the hangar, as you guys can exit your ships. Shuttles.
Zhao's inner monologue is, do we see him yet?
Mm-hmm. Right when you land in the hangar and the door opens, he's there waiting for you.
Zhao has learned his lesson about talking out loud, so his inner monologue is like, this monkey again.
Oh yeah, Dax probably at least got a refurbished suit at this point, right?
Yeah, no, you got a replacement.
Nice.
Galactic Academy had been notified of your issue and actually
Yeah,
worked with your people to work on a replacement.
That makes sense. It was done in a line of duty. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Advantages. And so you guys exit. The professor is standing there. He looks very agitated.
Agitated? Why?
You haven't asked him. You guys exit the ship.
Well, H8 would actually go up to him because for some reason he's not drawn to him, but he knows that he played a part in freeing him, even though he found him basically. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Put him in the storage, but he would go up.
Well, he did put you in a better storage. Like, he made sure you were
Right.
taken care of. He just didn't have
True.
what he needed to do.
So
to
it's not like
get
he
you.
likes him, but like he trusts him enough to like care enough, I guess.
Makes sense.
So AJ would probably just go right up to him, like, "What's up? What's going on?"
I'm so glad you are here. The rest coming out? Oh, looks like it.
Yeah.
We have a very big problem.
Planet disappearing?
No. You could say worse.
Oh. Okay.
Now that we have more information on these, species, we found some signals that show some of their sign.
Reapers.
Have you
On the
heard
planet or elsewhere?
elsewhere? That's part of the problem.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Have you heard of the caravan?
Let's say, is there anything I would have known about? That Dax would know about?
Roll
Crimson Caravan?
history. Probably unlikely.
Really high DC, got it.
AJ just like scratches his head, like, I don't know.
Nope.
Nope.
Wait, would I know?
No.
Okay,
Not unless you acquire it from GA.
right, gotcha.
It's one of those things. Did we scrap one of their ships before? That's like the only way I would know about it.
Killian and Deke might, but doubtful. And I don't know if Perun would.
Oh wait, would
Be
I know
offering
though?
details.
Because of all those years of being in storage and hearing just
No.
talk. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
If it's anything
Good
related
point.
to the underworld, I have the underworld signs or whatever it's called.
Okay. Roll a history check then. That'll give you the ability to roll a history check. Not at the severe penalty that Dax did.
Nice.
I think that would be a no. Man,
First rolling forever since he's been able to roll.
I know.
It's a one.
Stings.
Flying card.
First
Well,
roll
at
like over a month. It's a one.
At least it wasn't something really important. Like,
True.
Donated my sub inspiration.
If you want, I mean, it's
I mean, the professor's gonna explain it after we don't know.
it won't alter your mission, so it's not like that level of importance. It's just more informational and world connecting.
Which we'll probably find out eventually, anyways.
Eventually.
If you don't want the inspiration, don't take it, man. It's not. I won't have my feelings hurt.
It's up to him if he wants to use it for that or not. You may want to keep it for later, though, too. It's kind of what they were saying. So,
Well, we each got two for the thing earlier with
the caravan.
And plus the recap, yeah. So
We have
for first
determined
attack.
that the caravan actually has some of the energy signatures of these beings. We haven't really given them a name yet, unfortunately, and it's not been our prerogative. Just learning about them has been. However, we have learned that the planet was called Sundrath. So, we will call them the Sundrathans for now, because we don't have a better name, but their energy signature has been seen in the caravan, and we need to have you infiltrate and find out where and what and why. This is very disturbing and should not be the case. Do you understand the ramifications of this?
Hang on, out of character. You want this group to infiltrate?
Keep in mind, you're capable operatives, number one.
Yeah.
And they don't
but-
necessarily want to bring more people into... Hold on. Yeah. But it's not necessarily stealth infiltrate.
That's fair.
This is a job for the top secret.
It's not a stealth infiltration, okay? If it was pure stealth infiltration, they would not use you. The issue is...
a shady group? Yeah, that's it. That works.
Well, hold on and find out. They need capable individuals, yes, but they also need people who already know about this species, this topic. Who else are they going to use?
A temporal bomb would be a bad thing. Yeah, we should stop that.
Well, that's why they need you to go find out, because you're the most likely to have any comprehension of it over all the other operatives.
right, that's
It's not
fair.
necessarily you're the best operatives, you're just the most qualified due to your prior
Oh.
experience.
And unique advantages from a few of the members, at least.
Yeah, on that, exactly. So-
were the space
Oh, right.
expendable?
Oh, yeah.
On this endeavor, we have acquired you some associates. We have Talak and Perun who are going to assist in the infiltration endeavors. Now, Talak and Perun do not know what this infiltration is. This is, anecdote narrative for people to
Right.
be aware. Perun, you do not know the caravan either.
No.
However, we do know that one of the organizations working out of this caravan is called the Shardai Koterium. I do believe, Perun, you do know this group, yes? You've heard of them.
The Shardai Continuum. Yes.
Yes. I believe they were somewhat affiliated with your previous alliance, if I am correct.
They were strong supporters of Atlas.
Well, they were also involved in supporting problems on some other planets to have underworld connections built, and so that is where Telok here comes in. They also worked with them. So I am needing the two of you to provide contact and an in to the caravan via this continuum so that our operatives can do their job. You two do not know what they do about this species. Just trust them and follow them. Your job is to get them in and ensure that the work can be done to find out where and what they have of this group. Is that clear? Telok's like, yeah. Perun?
It is understood.
Alright. We're going to take a quick break there, let you all have a chance to grab a liquid and everything, because this is probably the only time that'll work well to have a little pause point. So we're going to do that quickly, take a 5-minute.
Okay.
Because we're about...
Actually, just ask about, any information, just to make sure we have it available.
Yeah,
as much as
that's the thing.
possible.
So think about what questions you want to ask and everything. We're about to launch into Blitzkrieg, get your drink. We got 5 minutes. It's about to buckle down, so...
In combat for the next 3 hours. Oh,
No!
The non-gold guy, killed 2 codes. I just want y'all to know that. While
But-
you're going to have your drinks.
There will be a lot of fun. So we will see you all in 5 minutes. Alright, making sure players are ready, and we'll start again. Is everyone back? Everyone ready? Alright, so we will have a chance to answer questions, and things are going to basically be fairly rapidly, because they need to get things underway and get the operation going, because it is of the utmost importance, and speed matters. The professor stands before you. Ask any questions you have quickly and be ready to go. This needs to be dealt with quickly. We do not know how long they've been in operation with this details and technology.
Say, I don't know about them, so type of organization, what type, like, do you know anything about the signal, like what type of object it is, or dealing with a temporal bomb type situation?
We don't know if it's a temporal bomb or not. We do know it is those temporal energy signatures that they have for their power, for the bomb that you discovered, for all those signals. The problem is it's temporal energy. It does not exactly dictate if it is a bomb or just
Right.
one of their energy plants or what.
Or they're creatures just eating away at a ship or something too.
That is the problem. That is why we need to have it investigated of the utmost speed. If it is a temporal bomb,
And say, in that case, just deliver as much information while we're on our way.
yes. So, if you would like to communicate electronically, please board this vessel and be on your way. He gestures to a new vessel.
Send an electronic message to the Galactic Academy. After this mission is complete, the assassin of Kukos, what is going to happen to him? Should I take care of him for us?
The assassin's already dead, though.
I don't know that. I mean, they haven't given me enough information.
Well, Talok was the one that held the door, so he was one of the assassins,
Wait.
but he was the one that held the door.
But I haven't even been told that yet, because I got on the ship and nobody told me that.
No, they did tell you that. They told
Oh,
you that
okay.
during last session.
But he told me that he was the one that held the door, so I'm not
Yeah.
particularly wanting to keep him, but the other guy, I'm like, like
The one
him,
who
like,
actually did the killing is dead.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and what about this third guy?
Oh, he's dead too. There's three assassins in the group. One held the door, one was at the ship for the exit, and one did the killing.
So who's the third member on the shuttle? Why am I having such a hard time tonight?
You were on a shuttle with two others. You had the assassin Telok, and then you had the Templar Harun
Yeah,
on
but what
your
happened to
shuttle.
Kellogg?
Telok is still with you. He's following. Telok and Perun are the two routes
No, but-
they're using to try to get onto.
So after Kellogg has used up his usefulness, this is all in text based, so I'm not
Right.
holding up the mission.
The answer from Galactic Academy on your query on Telok is, it is to be determined and not of your concern.
Oh goodness! Hoping an accident didn't happen to him. Okay, let's continue on. I'm sorry to hold the game up.
That's right. So, a new vessel is there. Telok, this is familiar to you. It's one that the Atlas Group Corporation tends to use.
Perun. So, Perun, not Deluxe. Deluxe, your character.
Sorry. Perun, this is one that this is a vehicle you're aware of that the Atlas Corporation uses. This is one of their fighter/shuttles, assault craft.
And the Galactic Academy is using it?
They have one.
Oh, they have one. Oh, that's... Okay.
And they're giving it to you for this mission. It's not big enough for very long range. It can do short-term long range, but it doesn't work well long-term. It's meant for short missions.
Hey, as long as it has enough space in the docking bay for me, or
It's an-
storage, or whatever.
It's an assault craft. It's meant to
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
disembark a squad. So it is basically a assault craft. It has some weapon capabilities
up
for
the cargo.
defense. And and then it has a area for people to be there and disembark and attack.
I'd say as long as there's no chance of any interception of our messages, yeah, let's just talk on the way. He can just communicate with us through voice chat or something.
I have altered our encryption channel. Do not believe anyone will be intercepting our communications. Not even those within the Galactic Academy, other than the main system itself is aware of our endeavors. You are,
Noted. And then Dax would just move on to ship as long as the professor was done talking.
he's willing to talk if he has to, but he's definitely wanting to like say, "Get on this boat, I need you to get going, we don't have time."
Right.
H8 in his head as he's walking towards the next thing would like to ask GA if there's any information we should know going into this. What is the what'd you call it again?
The caravan.
The caravan, yeah. What is the caravan? Do you have any information you learned from the AI about about the temporal stuff?
First question at a time. So,
Okay.
you guys all board on,
What
it
is
sounds
the
like.
caravan?
The caravan.
Yeah,
Since you asked
I'll
that.
pass the information after she tells me
Yeah.
as well.
I figured you probably would. So, the caravan is
Well, I'd pass it to at least Dax.
technically very familiar to Dax, the format that they are. Not that group. They are a caravan of ships. It is basically like a flotilla, similar to what Dax grew up on. But they
Nomadic,
travel.
basically.
So think of like space age gypsies.
Right, yeah.
That sort
They're
of a thing.
nomadic people.
Yeah. So Dax's
Ever seen the movie
people...
Convoy?
I have not.
That is, I mean, sort of a similar type thing.
Well, there you go. So Dax's people are fleet-based, but they're in one location. These are traveling. And based on the information that the professor gave you, you do know that this group that Perun apparently is aware of is part, or has a part, on this caravan.
Can I make an intelligence check or something like that about for my education to have heard of this caravan? Just like Americans have heard of the cartels and the Yakuza, etc.
You can try, but it's going to be a history check, and it's going to be a very high DC. Because the
Roll it.
probability you've heard of them is very minimal. You have not heard of them.
That did not count. I didn't roll as moving dice. 18 plus 4 is 22.
You have not heard of them.
Wow. Okay. Very, very elusive.
They travel a different area of the galaxy, and they don't exactly publicize themselves to all groups.
Okay.
They're not a shadow organization, but they're not well known.
They're good criminals.
They're
At least they can make a
They're
book.
like Dax's people. Just don't have a company to work with.
yeah, they're on the other side of the galaxy as well, like from where you guys have mostly operated. So it's not local, and they stayed traveling on that side.
Whatever Kaz would have known them.
Possibly.
Doesn't matter now.
So you do have the contact that you do know that the Shaddai Continuum have a presence on this caravan. And that is the route that the Galactic Academy has presented as the option to try to move forward with. Since they have direct dealings with the Atlas Corporation, which Perun is part of, and the Continuum had dealings with the assassination group from that Telok was part of. Telok doesn't know the consortium exactly, so he may or may not be useful. Perun, you may have actually dealt with someone in the Continuum, I'll leave that up to you. But you know that your two organizations have quite a lot of dealings together. So you know that they're hedging their bets probably more on you than Telok. It's just that Telok is kind of a additional body member to potentially have that connection. And not seem as odd that you have all these other weirdos with you trying to talk to them.
I'd probably say that Burn didn't deal with them like one-on-one, just because they're very like, I don't know. They're not. It's easier for someone like Telok to have one-on-one communications with them,
Right.
Atlas agents that aren't higher ups probably wouldn't have one-on-one because we just fight each other.
It wouldn't have necessarily been a one-on-one, but you may have had dealings with them. Meaning, you and whatever squad you're part of, or whatever, could have dealt with small groups of them. Because your two organizations work close together. So basically, like you said, your group is much more the kind of the Templar sort of aspect, right?
Yeah.
Where this group is much more the rogues, kind of like the underworld sort of context. So they'd be providing you with gear, information, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they work kind of closely with a lot of that. They just are basically do different tasks and aid one another. But yeah, it's up to you if you've actually, I wasn't meaning one-on-one deal, but whether you have dealt with them directly or not. You would at least be aware of their existence and the dealings with them, whether you've been part of that exact dealing or not.
Yeah.
You know, basically, mission briefings. Your team's doing this, your team's doing this, your team's talking to this group. You would have heard them. So, you are the only one who's familiar with this ship. Do you actually have piloting skill or not? I don't, like I said, sorry, I don't have your sheet here.
Let me look at my sheet real quick. I don't have piloting skill.
Okay.
We were the ones that rode in it, not the ones that drove it.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone have piloting
I am
skill?
proficient in flying vehicles.
Space vehicles or flying? Because I think they designate those separately.
On a sheet, it's just the same thing.
It is? Okay.
Yep.
Like I said,
Flying and land vehicles are separate, though.
Got it. I couldn't remember if they separated space and terrestrial, basically terrestrial and space vehicles, or if they just had all flying vehicles together.
So, should I pilot or?
I mean, if you have proficiency, I think your dexterity would win out to mine. It's pretty close, really.
And that was... Let's see. I don't recall that you had that. That's awesome. That's a good thing. I can't get your character sheet pull up either. What's your is that from your background?
It's one of the things I was allowed to take proficiency in as a bounty hunter.
Okay. Let me see if I can get your... Try again to get your sheet.
Or an outlaw, rather.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't think the bounty hunter had it. Because I don't think Deke has that.
Yeah, I'm an outlaw gunslinger, so... I think if you look at the player's guide, it's one of the things that I'm allowed to take as an outlaw.
I apparently do have proficiency in it. I just never filled out the modifiers for it.
Okay, so you have flying vehicles?
I flying vehicles.
Okay.
But not
And yes,
computers.
it is flying vehicles and land vehicles out of the thing, so if you have flying vehicles is the question.
It uses Dex, or what does it use?
Let me look. You are a soldier, correct? Is that what it is, or is it muscle?
Muscle, yeah.
Where did you get the flying skill from? Is that your background?
Underworld, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to see the skills. Sorry. Microsafe class. Where is skills? Chapter 6 should have it. It looks like 81. Thanks for your patience here. It's something that we haven't covered. I'm like, oh wait, I should probably make sure we do that right.
Doesn't seem to say, as far as what I can see so far.
Piloting. Battle station only pilot. Piloting character.
I
To
have a
co-pilot.
6, so I think dexterity?
Pilot and the ship may use vehicles, finish fire weapons. Skills. I think it's going to depend on basically how the interface with it is.
That's fair.
If you do like a cybernetic connection sort of thing, like you plug in, then I would think it'd be int. How quickly your mind works. Or if it's not, I think it would be dex.
Reaction speed, yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of what I'm thinking based on what I'm seeing. I don't see that it says specifically either. So technically, if Dax had the flying vehicles, he could use int or dex. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that you did. Okay, well, there's 3 people then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I've always set him up like as I can fly. I'm probably not the best pilot, but I can definitely fly.
You might change your statement now.
If you can use int, then you might
Yeah,
be
you're-
the best.
But I might be the best pilot.
You're at +7.
8 now.
Oh, okay.
It's
So-
+3 on the.
Yeah, I forgot.
bonus.
We went to level 5, yeah. So, yeah, that's +8 for your flying. As long as it has a device you can communicate with. Yeah,
Sweet. And even then, it's +6 without. So
yeah,
my
still not
dexterity's
bad.
Not the worst.
No. Okay, so you have 3 people who can fly. It is going to be more
Can't even
challenging,
get to the cockpit.
right? It is going to be more challenging for those of you who are not a Templar, because you're not as familiar with their style of doing things. They're kind of a little bit different. So,
I can be co-pilot then.
I was going to say, either Killian or Dax is definitely able to co-pilot and assist him, and thereby give him advantage on the rolls, because you are a co-pilot aiding in the travel. but that is up to you guys to assign yourselves. And you can only be a co-pilot because you are proficient.
Does this ship have any kind of a manned weapon, like a gun ball or anything like that?
Yes, there's 2 turrets.
Am I able to use them?
No.
I didn't think so because I have a bonus to yeah.
On a different ship, you would be able to. These ones are smaller
Yeah,
gun turrets. It's an assault craft.
Like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
That kind of size.
Yeah. I mean, different configuration, but yeah, small,
Right.
front-facing turret cannonball. So basically, take the B-52 sort of thing. How they had the ball with the guns on the top and bottom,
Yep.
but instead it's flipped on its side, so they're on the left and right side.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Yeah, guys,
I
I'm not gonna be very helpful in space with
Yeah,
these small ships, but
You get to prevent boarding parties. They'll just be pushed back.
then again, you can just attach a cable to me. I'll go out there and do stuff out there.
That's true too. I was gonna say though,
Swing
like,
them around on a big chain. It'll be fine.
keep in mind this is an assault craft, so when that, the thing opens, it's meant to have people storm out and immediately attack.
Yeah.
Nice.
Having
That's
having an H8 come out on that is going to be fairly effective.
just a little bit.
Be
I mean-
a very loud hero landing.
Well, I mean, you basically take the whole door yourself, but
Basically, yeah. That's what I was imagining.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I have spacer background. I was like, where did this come from? Oh yeah, spacer. Duh.
yep, that doesn't. So cool. No, that's awesome. See, we haven't had to worry about it before because it's never been an issue, right?
Right.
So that's part of why I was saying, like, we need to, now it's becoming more of an issue. We want to make sure we dealt with it correctly. So
Well, yeah, and we have 3 people. So that's good. That's good.
it's better to have more than less. That's part of why I was encouraging guys to have redundancies in skills. So you guys are able to fly off. Did you want to have the Templar Perun be the primary and you be a co-pilot, or did you want one of you guys to be the primary? It's up to you guys. The 3 of you should talk
if you're
and
more
decide who's
familiar
doing
with the
what.
ship type, then that's an advantage for sure.
I
So-
have abilities that relate to gun turrets, so I will take the gun
Yeah.
turret position.
That's definitely good for you.
Okay.
And it doesn't hurt to have an engineer that's able to smack stuff real fast if needed too.
Mhm.
I can force things to work for a little while if necessary.
So is Perun being the primary then? Is that the decision?
Considering I've got more familiarity with the tech, yeah, probably.
Okay. Just verifying. So
I
Perun
have
takes...
no idea what your stats are, so
Yeah, sorry. Perun has primary, Dax has co-pilot, probably have Killian in one turret, Deke in the other turret, and then Sal, H8, and Telok are in the kind of the main hold. You guys launch and are given coordinates on where to meet up with the caravan. And you're able to ask any other questions you want. Once you go into the caravan, you may not have access to GA, and you've been notified this. At least,
I text messaged Dax and let him know that guy can't be trusted. He was involved with the plot to kill kill Cuckoos, so keep a close eye on him.
oh, everyone's been notified of that.
I just still text him anyway because I'm really not happy about this whole deal.
No, it's all
I
good.
mean, Dax will probably disregard it, but just
I'll just. I mean, since we're just getting started, I'll just answer with concern noted.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that player-wise, everyone knew that yes, you all have been notified that Kuzak was assassinated, and this guy
I was
was.
gonna come sit in the co-pilot seat, but we now have a co-pilot. I'm just
Mhm.
keeping an eye on him.
Okay.
I've got multiple limbs.
Can I add like a little flavor thing because it's an Atlas ship?
Sure.
considering that the knights would probably be in the hold until they needed to go on raiding party missions and stuff like that, I would say that the hold is both like storage and doubles as like a makeshift like temple kind of.
Yes. It basically is a small shrine in the front of that area, and it's really just a storage room, but it's more meant for assault room, where the whole group is there before the shrine, ready to exit an assault. It is meant to have a full squad or 4, and it literally is not meant to be stayed on. The ship isn't any sleeping quarters. There's none.
Transport.
Yeah, it's an assault craft. That's it. So it's meant to get you there, dislodge, have you do your deeds. And if anyone survives, ferry you back. Maybe.
Oh. Sorry, I just thought of, because I got the new thing that can be used as an experiment. So ritual casting, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. Especially now that you're in space.
Piloting, I'll use analysis on the ship. Which is, you learn all the major functions of an object or vehicle, as well as its current and maximum hit points. Current and maximum hit points.
I don't have that offhand, but you learn that.
Right. I was gonna say, it's good to know, especially as a co-pilot. So it's handy I can do that very quickly.
Very, very handy.
Learning a whole ship in 10 minutes? Oh yeah.
It will become even more useful soon. So,
yes. Glad I picked that one up.
Yes.
I
You got-
smash things.
You do. That sometime can be very valuable.
Yeah, not all the time.
It may show up to be very valuable today, depending on how you all play your part.
But I'm also pretty smart now too. So
Exactly. So you definitely aren't incapable on other things. So, any other questions you have, go for it. Perun, what is your plan to contact operatives of the group, the Shardai Continuum, and try to get into the caravan? Because you know that you're really the only one who has that ability, and you know that Telok maybe, but they said that probably more so you, because Telok's group used them a little bit, but not as much.
So, probably contacting the Shadowkai would mean that we would get within distance of wherever they are, I guess. Probably send out an encrypted signal, probably, and then a meetup spot, and then just sit and kind of wait.
Okay.
Because
Do you have the proper codes to do that?
I have the old codes. So I would have to send.
Well, if I can ask him about this, I would ask him if he knows the procedure. But also, that'd be one of the questions for GA and the professor, like, hey, communication protocols, what's our...
Don't have it for the consortium. That's the value of Perun. That is the whole reason he was assigned to your
That's
group.
why I wasn't gonna ask that, because I was like, yeah, that's why he's here, basically.
Not enough problems died to bring us that information.
Yeah. Well,
then it'd be, locations. Well, we already have the location, but...
what you will find out is that the Atlas group and the Shardai Continuum are not... They don't work with GA, and GA doesn't work with them. There's some discrepancies and issues there where they don't align. And so that is why they were thrilled to get Perun, because he's the first they've been able to acquire to start potentially getting an in with the group and start getting details. So your primary objective is, yes, find out about the Sundrath and see what they know about them. I mean, that's the planet, but that's what we'll call the species for now, because that's all you have to go on. They've not been given another name. And yet, you don't. And yet, having an inn, they would love to get any intel possible. So there's potential for all sorts of things you could do and gain and glean.
Okay.
I want to cast Minor Illusion on Telok, so he can see. He just constantly sees the dead Kukos all the time. Everywhere he looks, just constantly seeing Kukos. The dead body of Kukos.
You're so sweet.
It's not that. I'm just trying to, like, I'm just trying to play my character.
No, it's all good. I'm just messing with you. You wouldn't care. I don't think, because it was his duty. And he did see him dead, and he literally... keep in mind, he was literally forced to kill the other assassin that he worked with a scalpel. He's a bit scarred right now.
Right. That's fine. It doesn't change what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna, I kind of want him to go.
Yeah.
My internal thoughts are, if I can make him go crazy, then like at the end we might get rid of him because of what he did to one of our party members. I would do the same for all of you
I get that. So, let's get back on track if you're all good with that, because we don't have a lot of time and there's quite a bit more fun to have tonight. So, any other questions on the caravan, or?
I'd say if GA's out of information, then since this new member here seems to be familiar with them, or at least this ship.
Not
actually.
He's familiar with this ship, and he's familiar with the Continuum, not the caravan.
Okay.
The Continuum is on the caravan, and so that is the way they're trying to get into the caravan, is via that link.
Honestly, Dax might be a little surprised that the GA doesn't have much information on them.
Probably. The caravan is...
As we get girl community college.
So... Pero...
I just said that's what we get for going to community college, but that's fine.
It was a community college, but yeah, I was going to make sure... I thought I heard someone else say something, and I want to make sure I gave them a chance before I went to Perun. Perun, you get to the coordinates, and you see on the scanners up ahead, just in range is a large line of ships. Unknown make and class. This is the coordinates you're told the caravan is at. And you see what you could assume is probably the caravan up ahead.
As soon as I see the caravan, I'm starting to input the last set of codes that I remember before I switched over.
Roll a d20. Because it's recent, that's been fairly recent. Just basically determine, have they changed the code or not? Has the code been detected as invalid?
11.
You successfully enter the code, and the code is an older one, but acceptable. And so they send a message back on that channel, and using the Atlas Corp cipher, you interpret it to mean they're querying what you're here for. Basically, they're saying, accepted, what do you need? And seeing as you're in an assault craft, that's one thing you could say. Long range transport not available. What do you need? Refit, resupply, get to a new location. What is it that you... Which path do you want to try to take to infiltrate them and get on there? Do you want to... What?
I think.
And you can talk with the rest of the group too. I'm not trying to put it all on just you, Plaid, just to be clear. You are the contact piece, but you can communicate with your teammates on that.
I would say I would have asked about any procedure on the way if he mentioned anything to the group at least. But if not, then well, I guess we're winging it.
Yeah, you can talk with Pedro.
Like usual.
You're the co-pilot, so you two would probably be talking anyway. So it's between you two if that's something that came up and you talk about.
They're going to ask if we're going to do it for information or for a military operation.
Say that again. I had dogs growling. Sorry.
They are going to. They ask us. They're going to ask us if it's for a military operation. This is back before we get. They're going to ask us if it's a military operation or if we're going to refuel or if we're going to water, that kind of thing. So, I think that the best option we have is military, mainly because we have two fellow hulking individuals in our
Keep in mind, does the Atlas Corp use non-Atlas Corp members for military operations?
No, but I'll say a Templar, I guess. We'll stick with one term instead of Knight Templar. They're gonna use. There is a Templar on board, so
I'm just wondering if they would think a lone Templar with a group is an Atlas Corp military operation or not.
We say this is a ship made for short transfer, short distances.
It's an assault craft,
so we've used some fuel to get here. We could easily say, refit and refuel.
But you also need to come up with it. My point is, I'm trying to make sure he's aware that
transporting.
You have to come up with why Templars have a bunch of non-Templars.
Yeah, it'd have to be transporting
me,
informants or something. I don't know.
Transporting me.
Slaves, both of biological and artificial.
That's a bad term to use.
I wouldn't technically be a slave. I would just be a robot. Like, that's normal.
Something else.
Robots are slaves.
Well, they are. To most. To most, they are slaves. Because they're also not. Well, they're not slaves because they're not intelligent.
Right.
They're just robots. They don't have AI. They're not self-aware.
And technically, I have the build of a construction bot, so...
Right.
Yeah, it's been modified just a bit.
A bit. Perun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would be aware of that. They also are going to ask, why you're by yourself, what's going on. They'll give you an in because you're Templar. But it will raise questions. Why are you on your own? What happened to your group? Sorry. Things like that.
Outfit armor.
So when we got to the caravan, could we see other Atlas ships, or is every ship is unknown?
All the others are unknown. There's no other Atlas Corporation ships here.
So I'm fairly certain I can just bullshit my way through this.
Yes and no. You know that it needs to be plausible enough that the Shardrai Continuum would believe it, because they do have dealings with Atlas Corp. So they are familiar with a lot of their protocol and standards and way of doing things.
Are there any ship types that I recognize?
Not to the degree of the Atlas Corp.
Sure, a degree or a.
I mean, it's a convoy of various ships. So.
You may not. What?
Maybe. Go ahead.
I'm sure an organization as shadowy as they are would understand another organization using contractors to do some work that might embarrass them.
Or the other way to spin it might be that you guys are newly recruited to be converted, because there was a religious element to it.
Has anybody ever seen your type without armor on?
Nobody that's alive.
Oh yeah, so we could all fit in. Say we left our armors in the trunk.
No. Converts is a potential option. And depending on what you pick, it's going to basically dictate the DC of your actions, right? The more believable and plausible and such like that, it is going to make it easier because it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, if you were all dressed as Templars and you're like, hey, we were out on objective and we ran low on fuel because our quarry got away, pushed to get away, we need to refuel so we can catch them.
Yeah.
And you're all dressed as Templars, they're probably just going to be like, okay, that's fine.
But do we have enough
But
outfitting or
you don't.
clothing to pull that off?
You don't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I was gonna say, converts sounds like our best bet.
Yeah, well, I'm
unless
just,
we all need the clothing.
I'm giving
and the
you a
armor.
degree of DCs, so that's basically an automatic success. Where on the other end, saying that you're, the Templar high consort, elite leaders, when none of you are outfitted like them, is going to be an immediate fail. There's not even a roll. So those are kind of like the two far end spectrum. So anything in between is based on how you play your cards and then the roll.
Well, I think the story maybe we should go with is that you are being tested for conversion. Like before you have to become a Templar and earn the right to wear the armor, you have to go through a test. And we happen to be needing to refuel on our way to that test.
Keep in mind, that's good. You do want to think of some way that you can try to get off your ship and be allowed access to some or all of the caravan as well. But so far, you're on a very good route.
I'd say it'd be like fresh recruits getting taken back for conversion, but ran low on fuel. But yeah, getting out of the ship, that makes that more interesting. Otherwise, we'd just be sitting in a landing bay.
I mean, if you just want to refuel and leave, okay, here's your fuel, go.
Right.
Also, we have a giant construction bot that we need to sell.
Are we aware of?
No, I'm not gonna be like.
You'd have to give us a crash course on your faith, which might be insulting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because I don't think your faith probably accepts robots into them.
Ask him. He's there. Ask Perron.
But H8 wouldn't, though. That's what I'm saying. He would
would
just
Dax?
he'd just be waiting for someone to say something. Like,
Well, that's the thing. I'm saying, like, Dax could ask Perron if he feels he would. Or
Are we
you could
aware
ask
of
for a
this?
crash course on the
definitely.
religion.
Are we aware of this conversation at all? The rest of the crew?
I think we're all in this conversation, basically.
Right. It's
Right.
probably talking over the ship's PA or something. I don't know.
I text Dax like,
It's like a
why don't
quick
we-
strategy meeting.
Why don't we break down when we're getting fuel?
Oh. I mean, that's still to maybe look for parts. I mean, I know like everything about the ship now. I can easily sabotage it.
It's just an idea. It was just an idea. Just break down.
That's an option.
Just wall arc, like for a minute.
Well, no, that is an option if you.
And then go for a replacement part, and that would give us reason to explore the convoy.
It could be a reason for me to go as well, to like carry the
Right.
part.
Yeah.
Depending on the part that you have
Right.
damaged. Yeah. Okay. Perron, or
You think Dax is going to carry anything? Come on, look at him.
I carry small objects only.
Perron, since you came up with the Atlas Corp, does this fit?
I'd ask him like how we can fit in, like, and then if it's not insulting, a crash course on his faith for this, just for the sake of the mission.
All right. So, we'll go through the three things quick. Number one, I like the idea that we can burn fuel or break down parts of the ship, run for parts, because I could just use that'd be the reason why all I had on available for signals was an old signal that the things falling apart at the seams, and we needed. This is part of what they were sent out to replace and to upgrade, as tradition states that we need to. Second thing is robots would probably be accepted. Perlman probably, like, when he's talking about that, would probably reveal that he's not even fully organic himself. He's partially organic. So
Deeks fits perfect.
If you were full mechanized, you may not have access to the mystical abilities, but we would certainly have you for other purposes. As for a quick rundown of the faith, we believe that there's a connection between the mind, the body, and the universe, and that back when Perun used to work for Atlas, there was a great, powerful being called Atlas who gave us the ability to recognize this connection. And afterwards, he disappeared. He's not dead, but we just don't know where he is. And we decided that in order to use this greater technology and build this greater gift, I should say, that we were likewise superior in knowledge, superior in mind, and superior in spirit. And we just we use it to help others who help us, and to cast down others who don't. So if you want to act like a Templar or a member of the Atlas group, be a dickweed. They're very much because Varun's reformed, so they're very much I'm better than you, not just because I'm stronger and wiser, but I have a connection to a direct connection to a deity.
Oh, AJ's gonna have fun in this place.
I think Sal might be able to do that.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I was thinking of this whole time. Okay.
Zal.
And we just have to pass as recruits, so you know.
Yeah.
And AJ just has to keep his mouth shut.
Perun, once we figure this out, Perun would like just a quick moment with Zal, just before we get into the action. That's all.
Okay, go for it.
I guess we need some information on Atlas too. Since we're kind of trying to be Atlas. Oh yeah, Atlas Templars. Never mind. So
yes,
that's what this is. Got
yes.
It.
Yeah.
They are the Templars of him, and so you're basically supposed to be acolytes, recruits. All right.
I'm sure that type of people would love to have someone of my ability.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yep, Perun. Yep, for telling them that your ship is damaged and you have recruits that you're heading back and your ship got damaged.
That is a 12.
Would you like me to field this one?
You have a -2?
I have a minus. My charisma is 7.
Oh, okay.
I thought the minimum was 8. Or am I just thinking that in my mind?
It was 8 is the minimum.
Oh, 8 is the minimum?
Mm-hmm. It's
okay then.
Roll 4d6, drop lowest, min 8. So if you get less than 8, you're supposed to try again.
Now offers to communicate with the boarding officers that the ship is broken. I assume I have the highest charisma.
I'll just put it to 8.
Okay, and then Perun, you said you want to talk with Zal. You get the confirmation that they're giving you They request authorization for control of the ship to do the automated docking.
Oh, I think I know why my Christmas solo. Because I got a 9, and then I added building modifiers for cyborg, and that got me below 8.
Yeah, that's different. If you have a modifier that drops it, then that's
Anyway.
Makes sense. Alright, so you can talk with Zal. You said you wanted to do that, as you guys are being brought in to dock.
I'm going to go fidget with the ship while this is happening.
I
A
offer
little more damaged.
to Perron. I offer to Perron to do the talking, as far as the explaining the deception of why the ship's broken. Seems like something I can do.
You are, of course, the line of Atlas anyway.
Right. So I could say that you sent me to do this as like a test.
No,
Maybe I misunderstood you.
He puts a hand on Zell's shoulder. As I've grown with the teachings of who and what Atlas was was not of one mind, but many minds. He was not a mammalian or an aquatic species. Atlas was a fungoid being. And I am honored and blessed to know that to on the journey to have as an ally, to be one of Atlas's descendant.
I have gooseberry. I offer you a gooseberry mushroom, and I say that if you eat this, I trust you, and you will trust me.
All right.
Let's just be good berry. Hang on.
I mean, it's just
because gooseberry isn't that poop.
Yeah, it's a food. It's
gooseberry. Yeah, I know a gooseberry.
Okay.
It's mushroom culture, man.
Oh, okay.
It was gooseberry.
My bad.
It's been grown into very flavorful.
Now it's like an actual goose.
Zalberries.
Gooseberries are like
gooseberry, yeah, it's like a
Okay,
green like berry. Yeah.
sometimes orange, apparently. Weird.
I put it in a slot. You hear a blender noise. It goes through a tube into my stomach.
Oh.
All right.
Zal nods with a look on his face that you can interpret as maybe trust.
Weird grapes. That's what they are.
So, you guys are brought onto this ship, and the door opens. You see a robed individual, black robes, waiting for Perun, since he is the Templar.
And follow out Perun like a good little acolyte would.
Greetings, Templar. What is it that, which parts do you need? What can we do for our brothers?
A number of our ship. Go ahead.
I step forward and I say,
I'll send him a message with a part name that I just finished breaking.
so we need a flux capacitor coupling and etc.
No. You have to wait for. You do your standard greeting and you wait for your message. Dax, while he's talking, go ahead and actually look up a part name and send it to him.
Okay.
We're struggling there.
Well, I had to ask you on that one since I scanned or did analysis on a ship before. What would be a good part name for this type of ship?
No, like they have like actual name generators for ship parts. I was gonna say just grab one that you think sounds good.
Got it.
We need windshield wiper fluid.
No.
Zal, how do you speak to this person?
I introduce myself as Zal, an acolyte of the Atlas, or of the Templars, and I explained to them the needing of this part. We have our engineer working on it currently, and as soon as we can get this part, we will be on our way. We're sorry to inconvenience you. By no means does this. We want you to reflect negatively on the Atlas and the Caravan's relationship.
They were all
not
dicks.
not the Caravan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And-
I keep getting mixed up.
No, it's fine. The Caravan is the group of ships. That is, their group is called the Caravan. The group that you're talking to is the Shardai Continuum. Is that how you say it? Here? Or Plaid?
Yep, shut our code.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I say then. I don't want to try to say that word out loud and make a fool of myself.
But it's fun.
The Shutter Die Continuum. By no means do I want this to reflect the relationship between the Atlas Templars and the Shutter Die Continuum. We only need this part. And then
Okay, roll persuasion.
Deception and Persuasion. Same score, but yeah.
Yep. Probably deception is actually the more correct one. You're correct. What would you get?
I'm not finding a part name generator for this. I don't.
Really?
Shockingly enough. One place I haven't checked yet though.
Give me a
I got
second.
16.
Old trusty
That's 16. I don't get proficiency bonus or anything on this, right?
dungeon.
Are you proficient in persuading or deception?
Yes.
But then you would have
Random ship parts damaged.
Alright, I got a 19 then.
A 17?
1-9.
1-9. Okay. Here you go. Science fiction tool generator. Tools. You need a quantum grinder. You need a...
Yeah, I just found that one.
Gravitic Vice. Oh, I like that.
These don't really sound like part of a ship though.
And then they have
No.
a gadget name. Deflecting bomb beam. Probably not that one. Life camouflage. That could be. A mind terror.
I'd like mine there.
Nuclear stapler.
Ultrasonic detector. Toxic howler.
Movement.
Apologize for the amazing long parts list that we need. We did not know the ship was in such bad shape when we took off.
And what was your means of sabotage, Dax? How did you sabotage it?
I mean, using repair tools to undo things, that or just the breaking trick.
Okay. I mean, you have a big guy who can
It does
probably
the
break
opposite
things too.
It does the opposite of mending.
Yeah, and I have.
Yeah,
I have
it's one of those things like, yeah, I can, just take it off and then make it look really badly damaged with some bludgeoning damage.
But I haven't crushed anything in a while.
Alright, fine. I'll just have I'll have HA over here rip something out of the wall.
It'd be better if we don't just destroy the ship in case we have to make a hasty retreat on my communicator.
Malfunctioning robot punched a hole in the cargo bay.
That's awesome.
Robot has been fixed, but cargo bay still requires repairs.
Our nuclear stapler has to be repaired.
All right.
We have a lot of documents.
So what do you think? Do you have you found a part name you think is good?
If this thing would actually generate using these topics, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Gravity relay.
Ugh.
I liked life camouflage. It was nice. Mind terror.
You would like the mind terror.
Oh, it's loading, so it might take a minute. What about this one? Weird. I wasn't expecting that to come up with parts, so sorry about the delay.
It's all right. It happens. This is something we'll have to do going forward. So this is more a
Right.
training and preparation.
He asked us like what part needs fixed. We're just like, hold on, we gotta look at the serial number, flip it around, flip it over.
Well, you know, in game, this would all just be like, here you go.
Ooh, Resident Catalyst.
Yep, Dax pulled out a smartphone and started taking pictures of model numbers and looking them up.
What's the model of your ship?
What would you say?
What
is
make?
the, like,
What model? What year?
I don't know. You haven't told me these things.
No,
You
I know.
haven't responded
Yeah,
to my
I'm kidding.
analysis yet.
Carbon dioxide scrubbers.
Yeah.
What is it you
That
want?
one would make
We really need that.
CO2 scrubbers.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again?
Right. Well, this thing does not finish loading, so yeah, that's annoying.
There are enough photosynthesis taking place in my body to actually provide oxygen for the crew.
Probably not.
If we can breathe, is great. If we can not float around, that'd be wonderful.
I don't believe fungus
I mean,
produces
I could break-
oxygen.
I could break the gravity. That'd be easy for me to get around still.
It's true. Oh, I just got a service unavailable on that tool. Did you get that, or did
On
it?
the seventh sanctum, did it just die?
Yeah,
Because it's
for me
not
it
doing
did.
anything for me.
For me, it just died.
Huh.
Come on, basic flight movement. Give me something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, so well, you guys rolled well enough to get on. We'll say that we'll come up with a part name later. Part X for now. And you guys are able to get access to their ship.
I
on the
mean, yeah, I
caravan.
could just say the gravity generators down and make it look like a bolt lifter or something. I don't know. What would what type? Oh, this
So-
is a question for him. Be like, what type of environment would these ships be used in half the time?
They're usually kept them in good condition because they want to be able
But-
to assault.
If they hit combat, though.
Yeah,
All right, so it's
Makes
just been out of
sense.
maintenance for a while, and this happened to break down.
You cannot properly
Yeah,
repair these.
We'll figure out that part, name it later, but gravity generator would work too, or something with it. Oh, go on, moving on.
so yeah, you guys are able to get access onto the ship. And he's like, I see. Well, let me talk with our engineers and see if we can find that part for you. Feel free to go into the canteen and acquire drinks if you so wish. This ship is under our control. It is the Continuum's vessel. But not all the vessels in the caravan are of the Continuum, so be sure not to try to go to any other vessels without authorization. If you have questions, let me know. I am going to go see if we can have your part. And he heads off to do it.
Would I be able to use any of the science tools or sensors from the ship to maybe find the signal we're looking for? Without them knowing about it? Would be the big part.
You would have to roll probably an intelligence stealth
No.
to see if you
Okay.
could hide your actions.
Do I want to risk it?
Wait, what do you mean by intelligent stealth?
Basically hacking and not getting caught.
Right, but what are you actually rolling with then?
If you
Science
have
school.
proficiency in stealth,
I don't.
then you would add your proficiency modifier, and you use your
I
int
get
score for it.
I getcha.
So instead of like dexterity
Right.
being are you agile in your ability to walk and move quietly, it is are you intellectual enough
Yeah,
to
but you only get the
encrypt.
proficiency bonus from.
Right.
correct.
I mean, I have a science that's +8, but
But that doesn't help with the stealth variation.
Yeah, your science tools is more doing the work, so that would come
Right.
in next. The intelligence stealth is for being able to hide your activities. I could potentially see deception working.
no,
But
it's not a great
still.
one for X.
It would be intelligence based either way, and it's basically hiding your actions.
Alright, well, I'm not sure if he's really much of a stealth person, but our new friend here, who for whatever reason I cannot think of his name, Templar friend.
or this would be dead guy.
Haroon.
Perun. Okay.
Harun the Templar.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's
Alligator.
Perun. What do you think your best bet on finding the signal is, or getting this to the signal without, them getting suspicious of us?
I forget what signal we're trying to find again. It's the one for the alien race, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
There
temporal.
was a signal coming from here that matched the alien race, the Soondraths. Is that what
The
we're calling?
the Sundrath or Sundrathan, because they're
Sundrathian signal.
the planet as what they've been able to decipher is called Sundrath.
Okay. If I would know that knights might have a signature, I guess. I don't know how to put it the right way, like the digital form. If he writes the letter but I sign it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If he looks for the signal, and when they ask if they notice it, that it's kind of like what Kuzak was doing before, with the trying to get into the system and then being like, but I'm a noble.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, but it's the opposite, where instead of I'm trying to just impress them and let me do it. It's just like it's me looking for it. And
You could try that. You do know from what you've heard, you're the only Templar.
Yeah.
So it would
I'm-
definitely bring a view onto you. They would know who it is very easily because you're the only Templar. So it kind of makes it very clear. So
your electronic signature would be on it, basically.
yeah. So it may work if they are okay with it. If they aren't, then it paints a nice bullseye right on you. They know who it is.
plus I have no idea if Alice has any interactions with these people other than the fact that but then again, he didn't warn
You know
me
they
about
Yeah, you know they don't with the caravan per se, but they do with this group that has gotten an in within the caravan. And you know they're very much
Oh, okay. So we're just one piece of not even actually part of the caravan. They're just kind of they are part of it, but just barely. They're not running it.
let's make it this way. So the caravan is basically this group, okay, that has a bunch of ships that is traveling. The Shardai Continuum has acquired this ship that is part of the caravan. They are two separate entities, but they are working together in this endeavor, essentially. So they have basically the caravan, if you think of it, is a skyscraper. And the ship that you're on right now is this floor within that skyscraper that the Shardara Continuum have rented out or own. They don't own the whole building, they just own this floor.
What would happen if you told them Atlas got wind of something interesting that might be in part of the convoy?
Okay.
I'm not sure what their reaction would be, or if Atlas does that, or if they just come in with a hammer and take it.
Okay. Would Perun have been made aware of the things that have happened previously to these other guys, or would he not? Would Galactic Academy just be like, "There's a new people, go have fun"?
What do you mean?
Like, would he be aware that some of them have ancient alien technology grafted onto their bodies?
Probably not.
If it was relevant to the mission, I'd be telling you about it on the way.
I was going to say Galactic Academy would probably leave that up to the group to inform you, as you are the newest member.
Right. And you should have access to all the... Well, maybe not, since he wasn't on the planet. And I would say that's a back and forth, since I was in co-pilot seat, to let him know and inform him, bring him up to speed. At least on what we're looking for and what it relates to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe not all the events that happen on planet, because,
that's a lot.
Doesn't really like sharing, and it's a lot. But, the important parts, following standard procedure and onboarding a new member.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're on this planet.
You know everything yet?
We're on this planet. It's now being named Sundra. That just appeared. The alien species. They do time manipulation. And, yeah, we got parts from them embedded in our bodies.
I technically don't.
True.
I don't either. I'm already perfect.
And now you're perfect for joining Atlas. So he'll be like, we could tell them that Atlas has been given an opportunity to have access to advanced technology from a life form we have not yet fully had an encounter with. And that might be, we're giving them the distinct opportunity to be second place.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, or if that's going to backfire on us, though.
Yeah, I got
That's the
problem. I'll talk him into it, I think. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. Do my best.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm going to go with Plant's Plan. Or Piro. As long as it's okay with Dax, we have communications and let the whole party know and see if that's what everybody wants to see what they want to go with.
And say it's up to the group.
Yeah, H8.
I mean, we're meant to infiltrate, so I'd prefer not to make that more difficult.
We could,
which then it already is.
And let H8 negotiate for us.
it's just that if
AJ's negotiation would include his hammer.
hitting things hard would be
Probably not smart at this point.
It's kind of what I was made for, actually.
So, Dax, I want you to roll a tool check to see how well you did at breaking a vital component.
That I did analyze beforehand.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking that into account. But
So
basically,
roll into
which
the
degree
notes.
of not
Really?
repairable is
we're
it?
just gonna go to that,
Okay.
because that's when it's my thing. I don't like accepting ones.
That's what it's there
And
for.
Repair tools, plus 8. So 22? Yeah.
You have severely damaged this as though it had a catastrophic failure, which means it's not going to be as simple as swapping parts out.
Well done.
Wait, I thought a higher roll would be more accurate in my punishment of said object and, the ability to replace it quickly.
You think
If
you might be
necessary.
able to fix it, but standard parts repair, like most mechanics are capable of, is going to say, we just need to replace it.
You'll get the good one out of AJ's bumper.
If it's
Well,
really
they know we need a replacement at least.
That's the thing. Like, it's the severity level. Basically, the higher you rolled, the more severe the damage was to anyone else who comes and looks at it. Whether you can fix it or not is separate. You may be able to figure out a way to jimmy rig it or fix it. I mean, you come from a species whose whole existence is just jimmy rigging things to work so that you can survive.
We can make this work. Just bypass this and this, just to connect that, and there we go. Let's go.
Hey,
We won't have gravity for a while, but we're good.
Hey, we were fixing this part for you. It's totally broken. By the way, your air conditioner doesn't work anymore. We're gonna have to get that fixed too.
So, yeah.
By the way, you definitely need a new transmission as well.
Yeah, so you are fairly confident that you have broken this to a degree that they aren't going to fix it and send you off anytime soon. So basically, how well you did was how long you get to participate. How quickly do they send you away?
Sir, this thing is fucked.
Yeah. So
This food bar.
you guys are
We won't be able
shown to the cantina where you guys can participate and drink. Shortly thereafter, the guy who came and met you comes in. Peru, I need to speak with you. There's a bit of a problem. Peru, please.
By the way, HA would be literally just outside the door
Mhm.
of the place because he wouldn't see a reason to go in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They just basically had their mechanics come on, check things over.
But then I'd also see him walk away with Pero too.
Well,
With Perun, if that's okay with Perun.
Perun, and anyone else who wanted were basically shown to where the cantina was, not far away from this docking area, so they could take refreshment.
Oh no, I meant the guy that came in and wanted to speak with Perun alone.
Oh, okay. Well, he would.
I assume they left the cantina, but that's
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah.
So
I send Perun a text message and ask him, would he like me to accompany him as an acolyte so I can do the talking?
Perun will very quickly send a text message back that in this instance, I think by myself would be preferable. They might
Very
go
well.
suspicious if I bring along someone else and they ask specifically for me.
Very
correct.
well.
Perun, can you come to my office? I am sorry to need to do this, but I do need to have you come to my office, and so we may speak on this.
This ingested poison, guys.
Can we say it's severe but looks like naturally occurring damage from someone that overlooked it
Oh, that's
for way
well,
too long?
That might not even have anything to do with it.
Right.
We will see.
I was thinking about it.
we will see. So, Perun, do you go with him to his office?
Yeah, one sec.
You said what?
Oh, good. I think he said 1 sec because he just muted, but
Oh, okay.
he said yes, but 1 sec.
So what are you guys doing?
So H8 obviously sees him leave, and messages everyone else saying the new guy is going to speak with higher ups or something.
I offer the assassin a drink with me, and I ask for the strongest poison that they have, and we'll take a shot.
Because he thinks, yeah.
Since you're at the ship, H8, you would actually see them go into an office that's off the side of the hangar.
Okay.
This hangar is where all these smaller vessels
Right.
would come in
okay.
and out of. And this guy seems to be basically, essentially like the harbor master if it was a harbor.
Yeah.
So once Perun is back, we will continue this discussion with him, as he is the one that needs to be spoken with.
I'm back.
Okay. So you go into the office with him. He's like, Perun, there is a problem. Unfortunately, your vessel is not going to be able to be repaired. We will have to wait until we get closer to Atlas Corporation space to get you the part you need. As you know, your ships aren't necessarily used by everyone in the galaxy, and so the part that is broken is not one that we have available. So, unfortunately, you are
This
going
could
to
be
be
an opportunity.
stuck here for some time. Asking around, I did hear that one of our associates has a few spots for crew if you wish to be reassigned and be able to make yourselves useful and thereby potentially get a better standing in the caravan and not be useless louts. I could get you transferred to his ship.
So, in the mindset for a moment, even though he's been reformed and Guardian Academy has got in on their side, he's still a Templar, and he still has, especially in his acting now, as his old kind of self. So, he ain't gonna take that shit lying down. So he will.
You know, the way that he's conveying it is that the caravan doesn't accept or appreciate those who aren't doing something, aren't pulling their weight. And basically, he's offering to put you on a place. He knows there's some openings where you all can work with one of the consortium's other cells that are on a ship that's not full consortium, but basically the first mate is one of the consortium members, and so he's offering to talk with his friend and get you in over there so you guys can look the part so that the consortium doesn't get in trouble with the caravan and potentially draw their ire, which would then draw the ire on you and get you guys ousted.
True. But on the other hand, he did just call us louts, and I get the idea that he's like, I'm trying.
It's the perspective. He's showing you the perspective that the caravan would have towards it, not what he was. He's saying that the caravan would see this as that, not that he sees it as.
It's not that he's trying to get me in trouble. It's that other people are trying to get us in trouble.
He's trying to keep you out of trouble, is what he's conveying to you.
He's being a bro. Don't beat him up for that.
Well, that's why I was trying to be clear on it. It's not that he's calling you a lout, useless lout. It's that that is a designation that the caravan gives to those who are not providing value, which is probably something Dax is familiar with, given where he's from.
Yeah.
Perun will cross his arms with. Okay. Well, he will. Let me get the thing up for a second. He will use the apportate trick. Apportate cantrip, I guess, technically, because it's from his hilt to his blade, non-active blade, into his hand, and then hold in a stance where the hilt and the grip are facing down, but not active. So it's still. And he will say, I did not consider that the Shadar-kai would be intimidated
by such insignificant in both physical, spiritual, and mental as someone who controls this caravan.
Oh, you have not met the mistress, the captain of give me a minute. The captain of the Axiom. You have not met her. I would be careful what you say. She is very dangerous.
What was the name of that alien we're trying to find, by the way? It was oh, you mentioned it was the planet.
Yes.
The GA you're trying to find.
Keep in mind, that doesn't necessarily mean that anyone else knows the name of the planet, or would make that connection.
True, but so he will look. Well, he can't look because he's just a helmet face. But he will say, the mistress. You said.
Yes, the mistress of the Axiom. She is the head of this caravan. If you upset her, you do not survive in the caravan. You would not believe some of the stories of how she has parted those who are worthless hunks of, let's just say, filth, to keep things clean. She is not one to be crossed. We don't cower, but we do understand power and placement, as you would know with your organization. Would you spit in the face of your Grandmaster just because he told you to clean the toilet?
I would wipe his spit off my face with glory and honor.
Precisely. See, we understand that, and we understand that she essentially is the Grandmaster here, and you don't want to garner the ire. And so if she says to clean the toilet, I clean the toilet. Not because I like it per se, but because I understand you must do business. As you know, we are business people. We do business, we like business. That is how we function. That is why we're good associates with you in your group. We understand the value, and that is why we provide the value. So, if you're good with it, you get your people in, I will get you over to the ship, the Garcedo. That is where my associate is, that I can get you put into good work, so that we can keep things good with the caravan and not cause problems, and keep things hush-hush to make sure we get back to the people safely.
As you are beneath me in status, I wish to know, between a member of the Atlas Corporation and the Shirakai, who are, of course, beneath but second place. Who else is in the caravan?
There is many in the caravan. We do not have all this information. They like to keep their anonymity. That is part of why we do like the caravan. We can acquire things and keep things more subtle. And so, due to the appreciation of the anonymity, only the mistress of the Axiom does know that information. I am sorry, I wish I could give more, but I only know where we have operatives. This is the Obsidian. We basically fully control the Obsidian. That is our home base, as it was. As I told you, we have a little bit of people on the Garcido. You can go ahead, and that is where we're going to send you. We don't have that many there yet, but we're working and trying to enlarge our presence in the caravan. As you know, it's good to do. We don't have anyone on the Estimos, because that is her vessel. That is not somewhere we can get. So the Estimos is off limits. However, the other vessels we have some minor dealings with. We have a little bit on the Sentinel, a few on Tranquility, and a couple on the Arkwright, but they are filled to capacity, so we can't get you on those. But the other ships we don't have information on. I'm sorry.
Well, let me make two things clear then. Number one, while you are placing us on another ship in order to work for the benefit of another group, I must insist that as a representative of Atlas, I do not do menial work.
No, it's to be with your skill set. The Garcido is very understaffed currently, and so any skill set you have is appreciated there. So whatever work you can do is good there.
Secondly, before we reach Atlas, and I can meet up with the rest of my fellow knights of success and superiority, my crew and I, who are on a spiritual mission, a journey to ascend to a higher plane of what is a word that a Gretchen could understand? A higher plane of being. They must experience what it is like experience. They must experience what it is like to meet another person of superior intellect and skill. I request to you, no matter how hard it must be for you to do anything, I must request an audience with the mistress.
I can request, but that is completely up to her. I will see what can be done, of course.
I'm sure you can pull strings.
But I don't want to give false information. She is a hard one to get into, and she will only see who she feels like seeing.
As of course, your worth is in your skill. Is that all?
You let me know when you're ready. We can get you to the Garcido, and if there's anything else you need, I will do my best to assist in it.
I will let you know when it is appropriate to do so.
Very well.
Oh, tough guy, him. Watch out.
The door opens, and you can return to your companions.
Yep. He just turns on heels and walks out.
And so, when you are ready, you are able to be ferried over to the Garcido, where they are currently understaffed and need people. And that is why you were recommended there, and how they were able to get some of the consortium staff on the ship in the first place. Unfortunately, I was hoping we'd get to this point earlier tonight. But here we are. We will pick up here next time, as it is already late, with the lovely fun of you all being on the Garcido, doing your tasks, helping out. And we'll see what can be done. I do hope you all...
a real team player. I feel like a real team player right now.
You did!
Out of curiosity, if I did, just try to make a connection with the ship we were on, would I feel the connection to anything, or is it just the ship manned by just people?
You don't know.
Well, that's what I was asking if I felt anything. If I tried to communicate with the ship.
Did you try to communicate with the ship?
Just to see if there's something there.
I mean, if you do that, you know that if it is detected, it could have a lot of fun. So that's why I'm asking you if you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, wait till next week.
Do it.
All right. Thank you all for being here. Until next time, and as always, enjoy the story. We'll see you all next week to continue this lovely story and see what adventures await the crew as they move to the Garcido and what can happen there. Until then, we'll see you then.